A friend of mine was on welfare after going through a bad experience. She and her husband became ill. They couldn't work for a while, and they went on welfare. After they both became physically well, he said, look here, we don't ever have to go back to work. We're making more money on welfare than we made when we were working, with all the Medicaid benefits and all of the food stamps and everything. She said, no. She said, we are not going to accept the checks anymore. He said, I'm not going to work. Now, you can go to work if you want to. She went down to the welfare department and said, don't send any more checks to my house. Lady said, excuse me? She said, now I've been working here 25 years. No one has ever come in here and said, don't send any more checks here. Are you sure you're all right? Yes, I am. And she went home and told her husband, don't look for any more checks because I told them to cut the check off. Now we've got to find something to do. And they started a paper route and got over 1,500 customers and were making money hand over fist in a spirit of dignity and achievement, not ripping anybody off. That was a critical choice. She could have very easily said, well, everybody else is doing it. Why don't I do it? But she decided not to follow the crowd. I like what Whitaker said, what you think about me is none of my spiritual business. So when you are keeping integrity with yourself, you know that's going to bring you under a lot of pressure. The next thing is, don't try to cut a bargain with life. Life is not Donald Trump. Life will not give you any special deals because you maintain a sense of integrity. There are no deals. You've got to do what you do because, not with any ulterior motives, that you're going to get some special benefit or some special treatment in the universe. No. Doesn't mean that somebody might not steal your car while you're trying to do some good for somebody. No, there won't be any special light around your car. They will take your car too. All the good people. You're going to go too. You've got to do what you do because that expresses who you are and for no other reason. They might not have a banquet to recognize you or give you a special little plaque and dedicate a day in your name. No, do what you do because that's you. The next thing is dedicate your life to something. Dedicate your life to a cause larger than yourself. See, if you dedicate your life to a cause larger than yourself, you're not following in the crowd. See, if your life is not dedicated to something of value, and I like what Howard Thurman said, he said, the quality of life is often determined by that to which the individual is dedicated. If the dedication of the life is vague and diffuse, the quality is apt to be poor and weak. There is much to be said for the intensity of life. See, most people are not intense about living. Most people are very casual about life. They haven't found anything to become intense about. So when you dedicate your life, you don't care anything about the odds. Somebody say when the dream is big enough, the odds don't matter. See, when you dedicate your life, you bring on a special power. There's a power in you that people, circumstances, events, and I'm not talking about the physical you. I'm talking about the real you, the indestructible, invincible, perfect essence of who you really are, that can bring a government to its knees, that can change the course of history. When you dedicate your life like a Nelson Mandela, who has decided to sacrifice his freedom, all he has to do is say whatever the government wants him to say, and they'll let him go free. And he can go to a foreign nation and say, I just said that because I've been in prison for over 20 years. And nobody will say, well, Nelson, you sold out. No one would say that. They will say, wait a minute, Nelson, you gave over 20 years of your life. What more can we ask of you? It's okay. But because of his integrity with himself, and he's dedicated his life to break the back of apartheid and free his people. There was Benjamin Disraeli. He says, nothing can resist the will of a people that will stake even their existence on the extent of their purpose for good. That when you dedicate your life to something, you bring on some powers in the universe that works through you to bring about changes that you would never, ever know unless you have dedicated yourself.
I was reading and spending time with a book called Change or Die. The book proved that most people would rather die than change. That's real. I'm not trying to reach the masses. Even the book of life says that the road to life, what it takes to live, to have a life, and what it takes to survive are two different things. The road to life is straight and narrow. and few there be that find it. Why? Because the majority of people not looking for life. They just want to survive and be entertained and have a good time. The poor will always be among you. And Reverend Ike said, the best thing to do for the poor is not to be one of them. Step out of line. You don't want to be like everybody else. Step out of line. You got to be consciously conscious today, because your environment can hypnotize, mesmerize, and paralyze you. You got to hold yourself to a higher standard. People say necessity is the best cure to life. It's the willingness to refuse to accept things as they are. That's what it is. I refuse to accept the life that I had, to accept the life that I had been given. And in this time where we are, you got to be hungry. You have got to be hungry. See, most people don't understand what's in you, the presence of God that makes you more than a conqueror. That's what's gone through the setbacks they've had, and what it means to be hungry, and how they got fired from the job. You want to position yourself that what you bring is unique. What you bring is indispensable. Technology don't have a heart. Bet on you. Invest in you. Majority of people are not going to make it. Reverend Ike was right. The best thing to do for the poor is not to be one of them. Most people, because they're lazy, because they're not willing to learn, they're hoping that the government will save them, because of fear, because of doubt, they're stuck. And many of them waiting on God, and God is waiting on them. There's a difference between working hands and praying lips. I love what Mary McLeod Bethune said. Pray as if everything depends upon God, and work as if everything depends upon you. And so when you look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams, you want to do that which comes naturally to you. Something that you can do with your eyes closed. I love helping people. That's what I do. I love making you feel good. I love inspiring you. Challenge yourself. Let me share something with you. You now need it more than ever before, because there are people going through tough times. We were poor, but we didn't know it. We didn't know it. Now, why do I say that you have greatness in you? Life is about evolving. See, we've been trained to do something that we were not meant to be. We've been trained for the mindset of a job, the journey of the broke. And when you retire on 40%, which wasn't enough in the first place. You are supposed to evolve. That's what life is about, evolving. I was a disc jockey. I was evolving, and there I am with my reason. What's your reasons? You got to have something that becomes your rod and staff to comfort you when the tough times come, and they're going to come. And every time life slapped me down, I tried to land on my back, because I knew if I could look up, I can get up. And when I looked up, I saw a vision of my mother, and I said, "Mama, I'm getting back up. Mama, you will not go to a nursing home. Mama, I will take care of you." And that got me up off the canvas of life. What's your why? What is it that motivates and inspires you? If you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow. Evolve. You're supposed to evolve. You're not supposed to be doing a job for the rest of your life, being one-dimensional. We've been trained to your energy and your drive and your passion to win.
See, at some point in time, all of us have seen our destiny. I was 6 years old, man by the name of Reverend Ed Graham, a Mount Zion Baptist Church in Miami. I was 6 years old right before Christmas. My mother was ill. We had no food in the house. And this tall, strapping man around 6'1" came to the door with a food basket in his hand. And he says, "Hello, is this the Brown family?" My mother said, "Yes. I understand that you have 2 sons and a daughter, and that you have no food." "Yes, I'm from Mount Zion Baptist Church, and around Christmas time we pass out food baskets to needy families. Take the basket in behalf of the church and have a nice Christmas." And when he walked out, I said, "Oh boy, I'd like to be like that man." And I went to his church and I used to watch him speak, and tall and powerful and dynamic speaker, such eloquence. One of his favorite people was the poet Kipling, who wrote, "If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you." Our planet. See, if we decide that we don't need a pronouncement from some physician to say we have 6 months to a year to live in order to really begin to appreciate the beauty of life, in order to really to make some hard decisions in life. See, we have the power in our hand, like those little boys.
So opportunity is a different perspective. And then they start working to make that happen with that vision that they're holding in their mind. I want you to just get up with a mindset no matter where your situation is right now and say, you know, I'm here. There are people in the cemetery who would love to change position with me. See, this is the time that you got to check yourself. You got to watch yourself. Because when stuff happened to you, and happen to people that you love, you got to check yourself. You got to watch your thinking. And you have to have somebody that can come in and speak to you and help lift your spirit, speak to you, that you can hear them not just in your ear, but in your heart to say, you have greatness in you. You have the power to overcome this. You listen to me right now. A setback is a setup for a comeback. Willie Jolly knows what he was talking about. This is not going to get the best of you. This is a time that we have to validate ourselves. This is a time that we have to surround ourselves with relationships that speak to our spirit of power, of victory, of being reminded, victory is mine. Call forth those things that be not as though they were. There's no time for wimps. No, this thing called life, it's challenging. And so I decided I'm going out smiling. Nobody's figured out how to get out of life.
Another block in place for establishing a foundation for living our dreams, discovering our greatness, recognizing our specialness, recreating our lives. Many people become discouraged when they use affirmations, they listen to tapes, they read books, they do all of the things that are required of them to develop their consciousness, and things still don't happen. They affirm, I can do it. Yes, I can. And yes, I will. I'm blessed and highly favored, and nothing happens, and they become frustrated. They become discouraged and disillusioned, and they quit. So we advocated a position that we felt that people could take that will keep them in alignment with themselves. And how did he do that? I mean, it was a miracle that he was able to just take that branch and go around, make a circle, and beat the ice and pull him through. He's just too small. It's just impossible. And an old man standing around, hearing the conversation, stepped forward and said, I can tell you how he did it. He didn't have anybody here to tell him he couldn't do it. See, sometimes life will happen to you like this little boy, and you won't have time to say no. You won't have time to think that you can't do it. The only time you will have is to act, to take the leap of faith and believe that everything is going to be all right. Take that leap of faith, trust yourself, and know within yourself that everything's going to be all right. Who can guarantee that you can't make it? That you can't have your dream? Who can guarantee that you can't do what you want to do? No one can do that. No one can predict that. You can't even do that. You don't know what the possibilities are for your life. You ain't got to hype yourself and psych yourself out. What it does is just keep you moving in that direction. That's all I'm asking you. Believe that it's possible, that you can make it. Whatever goal that you have in mind, I want that to be a goal that will challenge you, something that will make you stretch. It was Osborne who said, unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. What is it that you looked at some point in time and you decided that you couldn't do it, that you talk yourself out of it? Whatever it is, bring it back out there. How you're going to do it, that will come to you in due time. So you don't get in life what you want, ladies and gentlemen. You get in life what you are, not what you want.